What's up, guys? This is Yungavelle here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today we are going to build on a topic called the separation of worlds. So first and foremost, I hope you guys have been well. The moon, we're back on the build up to the full moon. The moon is about 40% full. We're on the rise. The moon is waxing. So I had a conversation with my friend the other day about this topic called the separation of worlds, and in the conscious community this topic is talked about quite often, and it's been brought up for a minute. It's been brought up for a while, ever since the 2012 world is gonna end days. So the separation of worlds is essentially this: everything is given off a frequency, and what's happening is, okay, you have to understand that there's more than one dimensional reality, and that with your choices, you're shifting to different potentials, different possible realities. So your choices represent the frequency that you're on. So the separation of worlds is essentially the divergence of frequencies that's occurring as time goes on. So if you're on one frequency and another reality or like a lower choice of you is on another one, those potentials are going to get further and further away. Here's an important part though, such that if you fall back, you're going to fall back into a lower reality that's it's way low, and you're going to, there's going to be that gap there. That's a difference in your frequency. So it's going to be basically like harder to come back. You can come back, and you more than likely, hopefully do, but it's just don't save yourself the trouble, and just be aware that the frequency that you choose of your highest potential, stay that route no matter the course, because of things like what's occurring right now. So what I uncovered in my research when I was dealing with this topic early on in my spiritual awakening was, they were saying that there are higher versions and lower versions reality-wise of Earth, and based on your vibration, you're going to get the experience that you're most resonant with. So if your frequency is low, you're going to be experiencing a lower vibrational frequency of the earth plane. If your frequency is high, you're going to be experiencing a higher version of the earth plane. And all these things exist right now. Keep in mind, your frequency is what determines your perception. So frequency is your vibration, your vibe, which consists of your thoughts, beliefs, your feelings, and things of that nature. So I see how the separation of worlds is evident because I'm in Miami area, right? And you would think that this is like one of the meccas of like a party lifestyle and fast pace and stuff like that, and women everywhere kind of thing. But my frequency is very fine-tuned, even though I'm in this area, such that what I've been experiencing is high quality experiences, not all that party kind of waving, all alcohol and all that kind of stuff. So it's evident that you're still, no matter where you are, no matter what your environment is, you're going to get the frequency that you're attuned to. So that is a very important point when we're talking about self-development and progress, because this path of no-fap and semen retention is it's one of those paths that raise your frequency. So you're on this for a while, and you let's say you relapse or whatever, you better be prepared for the reflection that's coming back. There's going to be some sort of, I'm sure it'll be some sort of low vibe measure to reflect your choice to shift your frequency to a lower vibration of yourself, a lower version of the earthly experience. Hence, you get that luck runs out, or you get like a challenging experience. What you could do when that happens is use it as a corrective experience. Use it as you learn from it, and let it be more clarification that, okay, if I fall off this path, I'm definitely going to see the corrective manner of the universe, because the universe is working for you, whether you believe it or not. You have to just understand that this is just a part of I was talking with my friend yesterday about it, and how like growth is natural, you know, and these things that humans do where we become complacent because of things like technology, which increase our comfort levels. We stop chasing the growth, we stop chasing the progress. That's not natural. A tree doesn't stop and is like, alright, I'm done growing, you know, I'm good. Like, that's not natural. A seed is not supposed to just stay a seed. It's supposed to grow. So that nature, that growth is part of our nature. So you can look at the universe when you take a step off that higher path and the bad shit happens as some sort, as a corrective, either a corrective push, or you just know that things are working for you, and it all has to do with timing and stuff like that, and the universe is working for you. So what else I want to talk about? Alright, so when we're talking about frequency and the whole concept that the separation of worlds is occurring right now, we're talking about essentially your consciousness is aware of the multi-dimensional nature of reality. Now, I'll say that again. This whole separation of worlds phenomenon that is occurring with every person, especially now that the energies are so high, and they'll just continue to get higher. It's just going to continue to do that. These are representative of the multi-dimensional nature of reality. So when you tune into this, you're tuning in to the multi-dimensional aspect of yourself, of consciousness, which is its actual nature. Which is, you know, you dream. It's just a shift in consciousness. Consciousness is multi-dimensional in nature. So the thing about these shifts from frequency to frequency is that they are very subtle. They are so subtle that you might not even recognize them. This is why those people that have expansive consciousness meditate, because when you meditate, you are going within, and you are focusing on perhaps the most subtle aspect of your experience, which is your breath. Your breath is a very subtle aspect of your day-to-day existence, and focusing on that subtle aspect of yourself allows you to become more aware of the subtle shifts that are occurring within your frequency. So this is why, you know, focusing on the breath and breathing is a good practice in meditation, and it's recommended. It's one of the recommended ways to meditate, because we're talking about subtle shifts. So one thing I experienced the other day in meditation was, it was an interesting feeling. It was after I was watching this show called The OA on Netflix. So powerful, about multi-dimensional, moving from one reality, a version of yourself, into another parallel version of yourself, but you still have the same consciousness of this one. It's like you traveled and you remembered, and that version of you's consciousness is like suppressed, and they have to intermingle with it. It's pretty dope. So I was meditating after I watched it, and then I got out of the meditation, and I was kind of in this space where there was like no conclusion to be drawn from my mind. My mind I didn't want to say, okay, I'm done meditating, or okay, this is the point that I was trying to focus on, or I didn't want to do any sort of mental gymnastics. I just wanted to stay in that space, and what allowed me to stay in that space was the not drawing of conclusion. No, there was no need for any conclusion to be drawn, and that left the feeling open and expansive and it allowed me to stay in that space. So I thought that was noteworthy, and that was something that I wanted to share, because so often in meditation you come out of it and you know, you make mental deductions about what just occurred or what is happening or what your intentions were. Did I focus on my intentions? Did I focus on my breath and this and that? But not drawing a conclusion allowed me to stay in that expansive space and resonate, and allowed my frequency to be that expansive conversation. So again, it was subtle. It's a subtle communication that you're having with the outside world. That's your transmission that you're giving out. Every moment you're giving out a transmission. So you have to be cognizant of what you want and put that out. I'll just leave it at that, because that's a whole topic in and of itself about creating your reality and stuff. But that is another topic for another day, and that's just once you're ready to receive that information, the teacher will come in your reality. Once the student is ready, the teacher will come. So everyone is a student, including me, so I don't have all the answers. But that concept of the separation of worlds is what I wanted to share, because I want y'all to understand that this is what's happening right now. This is why all these things are occurring on the planet, because the frequencies are shifting on the Earth Mother, and they are seeking to raise themselves, but human beings have, not everyone has figured it out, so there's still the divergence of a lower path that is also manifesting. But it's up to you. It's up to you what version of reality that you are experiencing. It's up to you, which is the great news. So you get your frequency right, you get your vibe right, you live your life. You know there's going to be obviously challenges that come that are going to move you. You got to move through your emotions, whatever they are, but just be aware that your frequency, what you're putting out, you will be drawing that to you. What you put out most of the time, you will be drawing that back to you. So that's all I wanted to share today. Hopefully you guys resonate to your highest, best selves, your highest reality, the highest version of yourselves, and you guys don't give up on that process. And even if there's a little shift off of that, you just know that no, this is not a shift off. This is still representative of it's going to happen when I need it, right in the right timing. Alright? So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys have an enjoyable and great rest of the day. And until next time, like I always say, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace.